Hello. Sorry. Okay. World War One and the Russian Revolution vocab video. I know these aren't exciting, guys, but we gotta get them done. Okay. So just like last time, I will be your glossary. Okay. I will go through and tell you what the word, like what the definition of the word is, and you find it. And whenever you find it, you come in and you type in, let's see, like right here, you just type in whatever the answer is. Nobody better miss that one. Okay. And then either hit submit and upload it into Canvas, or send me a picture of it through email, or text me a picture of it through Remind. Or I had someone last week come into one of the hangouts that I do from 11:30 to 1:30, and she just gave me the answers live. Like she was like, number one is, number two is, number three is. Hey, that works. That's just fine with me. I'm cool with that. So, however, I mean, there's so many ways that you can do this. I have like a hood on the back of the shirt and it's kind of get bunched up. So anyway, let's get going. I'm going to make this bigger so that you can see it easier. Let's see if 150 is good. Yeah, looks pretty good. All right, so let's get my big old head back up here. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I hit the pause button by accident. Okay. World War One, Russian Revolution. The first word in the first column, the League of Nations. The League of Nations is going to be in, I'm moving the table, it's going to be in your World War One section, okay? And the League of Nations is this group of 32 different countries that would serve as like a peacekeeping organization. 32 different countries after World War One that would serve as a peacekeeping organization. The next one underneath it is self-determination. Self-determination is the idea that your country has the right to choose how it's going to control itself. I actually think this was part of your imperialism vocab also. But the idea is countries have been controlling each other in like during the imperialism time period. And so what you end up with is people starting to go, no, I think I can control myself. Thank you very much. And so they want to decide for themselves what kind of government they'll have, what kind of economic system they're going to have, what kind of, country they're going to be. The next one, and I know I'm not like waiting long, just pause the video. Okie dokie. If you need to like and find it. All right, the next one, the Treaty of Versailles is like, it's an interesting document. But the Treaty of Versailles is what, like, I don't know, officially ends World War One, and it literally sets up World War Two. I don't know what I would have actually put for the definition. It's going to be in your World War One section. I see it. Okay, I put what I thought I would have put. It's in your World War One section, and it's the document that officially ends the World War One thing, and it's going to set up World War Two. It makes a lot of people mad. It makes Italy mad, makes Japan mad, and of course it makes Germany mad. Okay, the next word, the NEP, and you can put NEP on your paper, that's fine, everybody calls it that. It's called the New Economic Policy. This is going to be in your Russian Revolution section. The NEP, the New Economic Policy, is when V.I. Lenin, he's the leader of Russia at this point, it's when V.I. Lenin allows some free market trade in Russia. He has just made Russia communist, but he understands that if they don't allow some capitalism, some free trade, they're not going to be able to make it on like a global scale. The next one is the Zimmerman Telegraph. Sometimes you'll see it the Zimmerman Report. The Zimmerman Telegraph or the Zimmerman Report, or you'll see it the Zimmerman Telegram. whatever. Anyway, the Zimmerman Telegraph is this document that basically Germany is asking Mexico to fight us during World War One to distract us so we stay away from Germany. It's a document where Germany is trying to get Mexico to go to war against us, the United States, to keep us busy, to keep us distracted so that we don't get involved in World War One. Obviously, Mexico says, eh. All right, the next one is Archduke Francis Ferdinand. Archduke means prince, okay? Francis Ferdinand is the Prince of Austria. He is supposed to be the next king of Austria, but he gets shot in Sarajevo. When he gets shot, World War One starts. One dude gets shot. That's not really why the countries are fighting with each other. His death, his shooting is just going to be like the catalyst that really gets it going. Okay. So the Prince of Russia, the Prince of Austria, who was shot, and thereby beginning World War One. All right, the 5-year plan. This is going to be in your Russian Revolution section. The 5-year plan. I was just thinking, I keep stopping and I keep like waiting, like I wait for y'all in class, and there's nobody here. Nobody. Anyway, the 5-year plan, it's in your Russian Revolution section, and it is Stalin, Joseph Stalin. He's in charge at that point. It's his plan, his way to modernize and industrialize Russia. He's going to collectivize farms. He's going to focus on like factories. But the 5-year plan is his plan to fully modernize and industrialize Russia. See, I'm waiting. Like I would normally wait for y'all and I would look around the room and see who's still writing before I go. Okay, trench warfare. Trench warfare is the way that World War One was fought on the Western Front. That means the western side of Germany. Basically, you dig giant holes in the ground. You dig big trenches and you fight from the trenches. It's not the smartest idea, but that's how they did World War One. I waited again. The next word, 14 points. The 14 points were the things, the points, the pieces, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it was what our President Woodrow Wilson, this is going to be in World War One, so look in your World War One section. This is what our President Woodrow Wilson wanted to add to the Treaty of Versailles. It's his contribution, I guess. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's his contribution to the Treaty of Versailles. It includes the League of Nations, 14 points. It's what President Woodrow Wilson wanted to add to the Treaty of Versailles. The next word, collectivization. How's that for a word? Collectivization. Collectivization is going to be in your Russian Revolution section. And basically, it's where Joseph Stalin, and really it started with before him, but that's okay. But it's where all of the individual farms were combined into like creating these giant mass farms where everybody would share growing stuff. You didn't have your own farm anymore. Now everybody shares the farmland. You collectivize the farm. I'm waiting again. You know, I'll get used to this by the time we're done. Okay, the next word is the mandate system. The mandate system is going to be in your World War One section. And at the end of World War One, one of the things that the Treaty of Versailles did is it created a ton of new countries out of Germany, Austria, and other countries, but mostly them, and Russia. But all these new, and the Ottoman Empire too. All these new countries, they're baby countries. So the mandate system is like the mentor system to help these baby countries. Countries who were strong and old countries were going to mentor these younger countries until they were strong enough to take care of themselves. Oh my gosh, I'm waiting again. The next word, conscription. It's the military draft. Conscription is the draft. Joseph Stalin. This is going to be in your Russian Revolution section. Joseph Stalin is the leader of Russia during the 1930s and World War II. I think he actually takes over in like 1927 or 28 or something like that, but mostly during the 1930s and World War II. The next word, okay, look at this word. It's weird. This one right here. My head's going to go away. This word. Triple entendre is how you say that. I know it's E-N-T-E-N-T-E, but it is entente. It's French. It means alliance. The triple entente is the pre-World War I alliance. Be careful on this one. Be careful. There's two of them. It is the pre-World War I alliance consisting of Great Britain, France, and Russia. Great Britain, France, and Russia. That is the triple entente. The next word is Armistice Day. An armistice is an agreement to stop fighting. Nobody wins, nobody loses. It's like a tie, all right? Armistice Day is when World War I ended. It's what we say for World War I ending. It's when Germany signed the armistice with Great Britain. They both agree to just stop fighting. We're done. That's it. War's over. So who won? Who lost? Ties are hard for us, aren't they? All right. The next word, Woodrow Wilson. He's going to be in your World War I section. Woodrow Wilson is our president of the U.S. during World War I. All right. The next column, okay. You have Nicholas II, Tsar Nicholas. He's going to be in your Russian section. Tsar Nicholas II is the Tsar, the king of Russia, who actually gets killed when the revolutions happen. He's the one that was making bad decisions in World War I. He's the one that a lot of people wanted gone. Tsar Nicholas. The Bolsheviks. Be careful with that word. Bolshevik. The Bolsheviks are the communists. This is going to be in your Russian section. The Bolsheviks are the communists. That's just their political party name, the Bolsheviks. They're the communists. They're the ones who are going to lead the Russian Revolution, the communist revolution. The Bolsheviks. The next word is propaganda. Propaganda is one-sided information to get you to believe something. It's going to be in your World War I section. World War I section. And it's just one-sided information to get you to believe something. You're used to propaganda in the form of commercials. Back then they didn't have that, so they have the propaganda posters, but you're used to it in commercials. The next word is reparation. Reparation is money that is paid. Well, sometimes it's not money. It could be land or whatever, but today it's mostly money. But it's money that is paid from the loser of a war to the winners of a war in order to repair their land or whatever. If you look at the word right here, if we put an I in there, it can very easily be repair. That's kind of a good way to remember it. Repair, reparations. It's money that the loser of a war gives to the winner in order to pay for the damages from the war. The next word is the Black Hand. The Black Hand is a nationalist group. This is going to be in your World War I section. It's a nationalist group who want Austria gone. They don't want Austria to take them over. Okay. It's Serbian. They also are the ones who are responsible for the death of Archduke Francis Ferdinand, which starts World War One. They're the ones that assassinate Francis Ferdinand. Serbian nationalist group who's responsible for assassinating Francis Ferdinand. And the guy who does it is the very next word. His name is Gavrilo Princip. He was a Serbian, and he was a member of the Black Hand, a member of this nationalist group, and he's the one that assassinated Francis Ferdinand. He just walked straight up to his convertible car and shot him. And he shot his wife too. That's it. World War I starts. Okay, last column, the USSR. This is in your Russian section. The USSR is the new name for Russia. Once it goes communist, once Russia becomes a communist country, that's her new name. USSR stands for the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. All right, the next word is stalemate. That means nobody can win. When you have a tie in a football game, it is a stalemate. World War I, nobody's winning. Well, nobody wins. And at some point, Germany and Great Britain get together and they have a talk and they decide, dude, let's just quit. Like, we're not getting anywhere. We're just killing each other. So a stalemate, nobody's winning, nobody's losing. It's like a draw, it's a tie. The next word is total war. When you have a total war, your entire country almost backs this war. We don't see total wars often. We typically see 51% maybe support it. But back then with World War I and World War II, everybody supported those wars. I'm talking about like 90%, y'all. Everybody. It's crazy. Massive support for a war, total war. It's when everything focuses on the war. Like the factories were doing wartime stuff, people were rationing, people were sending stuff to the soldiers, like crazy. Okay, the next word, militarism. Militarism is what Germany has been doing for the last like 200 years. When you are militaristic, you're glorifying the military. This is in your World War I section. Glorification of the military is militarism. And then the next word, V.I. Lenin, he's in your Russian section. His name is actually Vladimir Lenin, but V.I. Lenin is the leader of the Bolsheviks, the communists, and he's the one that leads the communist revolution to create communism in Russia. Although oddly enough, they're not really communist, are they? The Union of Soviet Communist Republics? I don't think that's what they're called. It's the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. So V.I. Lenin, the leader of the Bolsheviks, who led the communist revolution. And then your last word is the home front. A front is where you fight. So like if you're fighting on the Western Front, you're fighting in the West. If you're fighting on the Eastern Front, you're fighting in the East. If you're fighting on the home front, the home front is where like you don't actually fight. Like you don't actually fight on the home front necessarily. You are trying to win the hearts and minds of the civilians. The home front is where you have civilians backing your military efforts, either by rationing or sending you stuff or whatever. Okay, once you get all these, like I said, put them in Canvas and it'll come straight to me, or take a picture of what you just did, send it to me through email or Remind, or come into, oh my gosh, I have like a piece of hair, or come into one of the hangouts at 11:30, anywhere between 11:30 to 1:30, and you can just give me these answers. Either way, I don't care. Cool? But let me get you down so that I can have you marked as done. Okie dokie. Bye, guys. World War One.